Hey, it's Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, we're going to show the actual costs for $10,000 with the burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 61-year-old male. Now, first thing you need to know is you can go right to our website. Just about every page, we have these free quoters. Just fill in the state you live in, and we are licensed in all 50 states, by the way. Put the coverage amount you want, and then put your birthday in there. Click Get Quotes Now. It will show you the actual cost for all the different insurance companies, the best insurance companies in your state, and you'll be able to shop around for the lowest pricing. You can also call us at 888-862-9456. We can help you over the phone. But really, the first thing you need to ask yourself as a 61-year-old male is $10,000 going to be an adequate amount of coverage when you do pass away for your final expense needs? Now, if you're going to be cremated, the average cost of a cremation right now in the United States is between $1,000 to $2,000. Now, that's if you come home in a cardboard box or an urn. And the average cost of a cremation, where you're going to have some sort of ceremony, like a celebration of life or remembrance of life ceremony, something like that, that's going to be between $3,500 to $4,500. So if you've got a $10,000 policy, yeah, you're in good shape. You can stop watching this video. If you don't have any insurance, $10,000 would certainly cover that, and it would inflation-proof your plan for many years to come. Most people who are looking for that basic cremation between kind of $1,000 to $2,000, we would typically recommend between $5,000 to $7,000. Get a little bit more than you need. That inflation-proofs the plan, but don't overinsure either. And then if you're going to get cremated and have that ceremony, maybe $7,500 to $10,000, maybe a little bit more if you want. But again, don't overinsure. We don't recommend people get $25,000, $30,000 and plan on leaving money for the kids or anything like that. It's just that most of the people we help are on fixed or limited incomes. It gets a little expensive, and I'm sure your kids would rather you spend the money on them while you're alive than give it to an insurance company. Just most families would prefer not over-insuring on insurance, for sure. Now, if you're going to be buried, the average cost of a burial right now is right around $10,000. So if you walk into pretty much any funeral home in the United States with a $10,000 check, they will help you out. It's hard to imagine they would let that check walk down the street to one of their competitors. But $10,000 is enough insurance right now. But if you're 61 and you make it to 71 and 81, certainly that's not going to be enough in the future due to inflation. So most 61-year-old males that we're working with are probably going to look at something between $10,000, $15,000, and $20,000. Now, keep in mind, if your budget's tight and all you can afford is $10,000, just get $10,000. That's going to be a huge burden off your family, because we can always help you add more coverage later. So don't let that be a barrier to entry. We can certainly help you out there. Now, one thing we always recommend too is get first day coverage or benefits. Now, that's what we help people with at Funeral Funds. We don't help people with those 2-year waiting periods, which we really recommend you be cautious with. Now, a lot of people would say, yeah, I want first day coverage, but those plans, they ask health questions, and I'm not in the best of health. To which we would say, hey, that's our problem, not yours. We work with enough different insurance companies that they all have different underwriting requirements, and we've got a 90-95% approval rate for people for first day coverage or benefits. So let us worry about that. Now, the only reason you wouldn't qualify for first day coverage is if you had some really significant health issues going on, like you had a terminal illness and you're going to pass away in the next 12 months, or if you had dementia, or you're on dialysis, or you're in a hospital or in a nursing home. If that were the case, we'd refer you out to a different company. And the other thing that happens once in a while, it seems like every week we get a call from somebody and they say, hey, we had a family member die this last week and they didn't have insurance. We don't have any money. The body's down at the funeral home and the funeral director's not going to do anything till he gets a check. So we need to get a policy real quickly so we can get a check to the funeral home. And we have to tell them, unfortunately, there's no insurance company in America that will issue a life insurance policy to a dead person. It does not work out that way. So it's just really sad that that person who died put their family in this situation and didn't have any insurance or financials, set aside, financial resources set aside. So don't be that person. That's a terrible person to be when your family's struggling both financially and emotionally just because you didn't plan. Don't be that person. So let's take a look at 2-year waiting period plans. And there's a bunch of different companies out there. Now, Colonial Penn is probably one of the more well-known companies simply because they advertise a lot on TV. I think they probably have commercials every 7 minutes. Boy, they're on there a lot. So there's other companies out there that are 2-year waiting period only as well. Mutual of Omaha, their United of Omaha product, and AIG and Gerber. And there's other companies out there too that the only products they offer are 2-year waiting periods plans. And, some of these companies have done a pretty good job of convincing people that if you're over age 50, the only thing you qualify for is a 2-year waiting period plan. And and nothing could be further from the truth, because all we do at Funeral Funds of America is help people with first day coverage. So don't fall for any crazy marketing from some of these companies out there. So now let's get back to Colonial Penn. Now they've got their $9.95 plan, and a lot of 61-year-old males would think, oh baby, I'm probably going to get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 for only $9.95. I am such a smarty pants. I waited so long. And then they go to the website at Colonial Penn, or they get quoted by an agent, and they see male age 61 for $9.95. 1 unit of coverage is $1,112. That's not even enough to get cremated with. And it doesn't really matter, because it's got a 2-year waiting period, and it's not going to pay out for the next 2 years unless if you die from a health or medical related cause of death. And, things are going to be more expensive in 2 years. So it only gets worse as far as that coverage amount. So we don't recommend you do that. Let's find out what around $10,000 worth of coverage. Now, for a 61-year-old male, you can't get $10,000 worth of coverage. You can only buy by the unit. And that's why you end up with some of these kind of wackadoodle numbers like 1112. Let's see what 9 units would be. Yep. 9 units. Okay, their website's being a little bit goofy here. There we go. 9 units. There we go. Boy, that's pretty close, though. Don't often see it that close. So 9 units would be $10,000, $10,008. Kind of interesting amount. And that would be roughly $90, $89.55. So let's go see what that cost would be with first day coverage. So we've got 10,000, male, age 61. And let's go hit the quote button, get quote. You can do the same thing. Now remember, this is going to be right around $90 for 10,000. And we click here. There we go, 10,000. $43.95 through Trinity Life. They're a great company. We work with them, and great prices. Level means first day coverage. $43.95. So think about that. You get first day coverage for $43.95, and it's half price, significantly more than half price than Colonial Penn with the 2-year waiting period. So Colonial Penn, you're actually paying over 200% more for the policy, and you're going to get the benefit of paying that overpriced policy for the rest of your life. I'm just going to say that's roughly, it's between $40 to $50 more a year. Let's just say $50. It's easier math for me. So that's roughly $600 more a year. If you had that policy for 10 years, it's going to be roughly $6,000 more. I overdid that a little. It's probably going to be right around $5,500 more after 10 years. But why? Why would you ever get a policy where you're going to have to overpay that much? If you live another 20 years, you're going to overpay like almost $10,000 for a $10,000 policy. So the pricing is really, really important, and just don't get fooled. Don't get fooled, and don't overpay by, so much with some of these companies, when you can get first day coverage in almost every case, and you can find somebody like Funeral Funds who will get you that policy and help you qualify. Let's find some other companies. You'll be able to see all these different companies as you go through our quote or online. Find another company that advertises quite a bit. Oh, here's Lincoln Heritage. They're a fine company, I guess. Level coverage, but they're $62. And the reason they're a little bit more expensive is they've got a program where when you pass away, they will call 2-3 funeral homes, maybe do a couple of other things just to try to get you the best pricing. And, but you pay for that. You pay a premium for that. It's not free. So that's 62 down to, so roughly $10 a month or that would be $120 a year, or after 10 years, you're going to overpay $1,200. Now think about that. Is it worth somebody to call 2 or 3 companies, funeral homes, again, just 2 or 3 phone calls, and maybe a couple other things, and pay almost $1,200 more? Most people would say that's kind of a lot of money. So we've got an alternative. We actually recommend you just request a funeral and estate planning guide from us, and we would provide that free of charge. And you can fill out who gets what goes where, what you want done after you pass away, and just everything in detail, so that when you pass away, your family knows exactly what to do. And you just keep that with your insurance policy. And now you've not only protected them financially, but emotionally. And you've saved a lot of money too over the years versus overpaying for an insurance policy that costs so much more money. So go to our website, funeralfunds.com. Again, you can fill out the quote, or you can call us at our toll-free number. We've got a special URL for our YouTube watchers, funeralfunds.com/YouTube, and you'll get the best discounts and lowest rates just by visiting there. So if you've got an existing policy and you want to price shop it to make sure you got the best deal or add coverage to it, we can help you out. If you're looking for a brand new policy, we can help you out with any coverage amount. And then if you're just wanting information or pricing, just reach out to us. We'd love to help you out with this and get you all the information you need. So until that day comes when we do get to meet you, you just stay safe, you take care, you have a nice day. Bye-bye.